Hey guys, so let's open this box. This is the ComMarker R5 Rotary. So this is a universal rotary. So this is the user manual. You can use this rotary virtually with any laser. So let's take a look at the manual. It's a nice print, thick pages. This is everything you get. It's pretty self-explanatory, really. It seems like everything is there. So you have the cup and other stuff. Here's for the bowls, and yeah, you can put a regular bowl with a little suction cup, the regular glass wine with a holder on the back. How to assemble. So this is EasyCut here. So for anyone using EasyCut with their fiber laser, they have the V6 here on the image. So remember, the V6 used the rotary, basically the controller that they have an external controller. So all this is EasyCut. I'm going to be looking for Liburn. Since I use Liburn mostly, here is. So that's what I'm looking for. So Liburn, very straightforward, nothing special. So that's awesome. Let's see here. So right out of the box, you see a couple cables and stuff. This is the cable that is a regular stepper cable, nothing fancy. Let's pull that out. So it looks like a NEMA 17. I think it's, yeah, a NEMA 17. So that's pretty good. Feels very solid, very smooth. There is no wiggling. So that's the cable. I like the brass finish on the front. It has plenty of things, a couple screws to lock it. Feels good. I mean, it's solid build. This is the holder or support. It has a couple grooves there, like a dovetail style. Okay, on the side, a little screw. It came out of that. There we go. That helps to lock this. So that locks. That's nice. Now we have here some Allen wrenches, so we can put all together. Hardware, and these are the bars for the rings in case you're gonna do rings. We have here some screws and some brackets or L-shape. Here are the L-shaped brackets to hold. They have like a metal core, so you don't over tighten and break them. So that's gonna be a good thing to have. They feel a little bit plasticky. There should be a little bit more rubber, but they should work. Should be fine with this. Then this is the attachment for the bracket. So this is the cap support and the little suction cap thing. So there's more screws in here. And this is the rotary roller. So it's two separate units. One is the roller and one is the chuck. That's cool. They don't have any kind of rubber underneath, so it might scratch some surfaces or feels a little bit rough, but it's an easy fix. This is the plate that we're going to be using for the chuck, and that's it. Okay, so this part was a little bit funny because the dovetails on the groove don't really fit, so you need to untie these screws to make it fit properly, and then you can tighten it up. So let's do it. So now that you do that, I put the screw in the center and just tighten that. It hits the bottom, and that's where basically this is going to be. So the next part will be assemble the arm. So the arm has two ways to go. So it's something you need to take out and on and off basically. But one side will be for the cup, one side will be for the balls or round object, so that should be. So these are the chalk, basically grips or adjustments that you're gonna be using. You can put it in different places, but so we have this one here that is like an L shape, very straightforward, and this one is like a steps, so that will help you to hold all kinds of cups, and you can mount it in different locations. There's a different screws that you can go with. This is our M3 screws. So you can go to the left, to the right, and let me show you here. So the whole distribution will tell you where to go. So here's the whole distribution for this. So basically you can put it on whatever these two holes will match with. So forward, backwards, probably just a little bit backwards to open it more. That will give you an extra range for the rotary. Now, the little sticks for the rings are the ones that goes in the very first hole. Alright, after mounting this on the laser, I'm trying to make it like perfectly aligned on the center. So it's kind of a tricky. You can adjust your head first and then you will need to adjust the rotary. Alright, so I set this on the best of my abilities on what I think is straight. I mean, it seems to be straight according to the bed. And now I just put a piece of paper. I like to do the focal distance with a piece of paper, so I'm gonna go with that right now. And there we are right on the top of the glass. Another thing that I use is the tilt part, so I'm checking that I have this level, so that's as far as setting a cup with the rotary. So as right now I'm seeing the blue light is pretty center. It took me a minute to center this on the bed because these holes definitely goes with another of their machines, but with this machine specifically I have to fix it with the lines. So that was a little bit harder for me to set up. I wish this is a little bit easier or has a different kind of bracket that helps the alignment on the Omni. This is definitely a universal plate, so it will fit so many different lasers. Although be aware, if you have other kind of bed with M6 screws, these holes here are too small. So this works great with M4. I have to try with the M5 yet, but M4 works great. So just be aware of that. Alright, for setting this up, I'm going to be using the manual exactly and do as the manual says. So, as right now, I'm here to do the setup on Liburn. So for Liburn, number one, it has create a text to have everything. And I'm assuming that this is with the rotary going up and down. So, say rotary on our x-axis. All right. So we're gonna go with rotary tools first. So we're gonna click, in my case I have it here, rotary tools, Liburn setup. So I'm using the chalk, and it says enable rotary, number one. Now it does says here reverse rotary direction, that is on as well, and return to starting point. Now this is a split size 0. So rotary settings. I think this looks like 138. Let's see what this says on the screen. It's 128. So 1, 2, 8 and 0, 0 for steps per rotation. Roller diameter, I'm not doing that right now. Object diameter, in this case it says 56 point, let's see, object diameter 56.0, and the circumference is 175. Okay, that's interesting, is using these roller values. So x-axis, I'm gonna hit OK on this. All right, so we have said what the manual says. All right, so let's double check this. So I'm checking the settings again just in case. It says select the chalk option, enable rotary, and a split setup on the chalk. This is, I missed this part. The split size is 0 point and is 1 in here. 0.100, that's the split size. All this is the same. Okay, now there's a test button here, so I'm hitting test. So I'm using the rotary right now on the B6. Remember the B6 has an external driver that you connect the rotary. So I did the configuration just like the manual said. The only difference is I use the circumference of this specific cup. So this one was 78 instead of 56 that they have in the manual. And also remember that circumference and the diameter are linked together. That means that when you add or circumference or diameter, the other is going to change. After I did that, I make sure that the rotation was fine and I have a whole loop is 128.00.00, the whole steps per rotation, and it's doing a great job. It's actually doing a really good job. I have no problems. My laptop just went to sleep there and pause, but I have no problems. The rotor is really well built, really sturdy. Alignment, it has a couple holes here in the base, like I mentioned, that you can align. And if you need to make it larger for larger objects, they also have the option to take the rollers out of the other base and put these two together. So that's actually great for larger configurations. So this is all in all fully compatible with any machine, and that's an awesome job from ComMarker. I really like it. So here's the base, and these are the two screws that I'm using right now. Let's turn this off. So these are the two screws I'm using right now for fixing this in place so it doesn't move. You can use any other screws if you need it, and this is kind of how I'm working on it. So you will see here on my screen, the paw is facing that way and it came right. The only thing that I have to do to make sure that that happens was I enable the reverse rotation, so it's actually rotating in the same direction that I needed. If I put it on the top facing down, I will turn that off. But all in all, it's a super simple to set up, really easy to use, and I mean, it's all metal, it's all nice constructor. The jaws that come with it are rubberized. I have a couple other configuration on jaws that I will show you guys later, but it's pretty smooth, pretty smooth. All right, okay guys, so I set this on the laser. I use it. This is a very universal rotary. So you have the rollers, and at the same time, this can be an extension bed, basically for larger objects, which is pretty nice. You have the chuck, which is super smooth. I try with this, and I have no distortion. This is actually nice. I didn't do a lot of time, so I just quick engrave on this. This is one of my testers. But it came out really nice. It worked very well, honestly, for what I was looking for. So the rotary, I'll put the descriptions below, the price and details. If there is a discount code, you will find it in the descriptions below. Overall, I'm gonna say that if you are looking for a chuck rotary that has a variation on the angle, this is a great, that was like the train. This is a great addition for your laser tools. Is fairly priced compared to other rollers in the market, and again, it has this part which is kind of cool because you can actually put this together, and depending your configuration, depending how you work, and if you're working on a CO2 laser, like look at this guy from here to here, so you have plenty of room to do a lot of stuff. Even a baseball bat, you can put just the bottom part here and this one here, and kind of go with this. It has a lot of options. You have a lot of potentials to work in the different scenarios. It's just a matter of how you going to kind of set up your work. This will work great on a gantry, work perfect on the fibers. I used the B6 for this demo. It was fine. When I was setting it up, I also was setting it up on the Omni, but I didn't want to do this one because I've been always wanted to mark this one with the B6, and see how it goes and how quick I can make it. So I mark it on the B6. But the jaws personally, not super happy with. They flex a little bit, so depending on what you're grabbing, they can flex a little bit, and they're a little hard, but it's a really easy fix. You can get plastic dip, just put the tips of this to have it a rubberized, like softer, and it will grab better. The roller here, of course, not for a taper, but this roller is like really grippy, so nothing will slide out of the roller. So that's really good. One thing is you don't get one of these guys. So when you are on the chalk and you want to make sure the level, personally, I was putting in here. I have an attachment that I print that goes right here to make sure that this sits perfectly. And the other thing is you don't get one, so you need to get one of these. And of course, you can find those on my website as well. The adjustment on the jaws, I didn't got the pins to hold the front and move the back of this. So I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know if it was lost on my package. I'm sure if I contact support, they send one. But what I did is I used the pins for the ring, just put it on one of these holes and I tied this perfectly. So put one of the pins here. You just tie with the screw to lock it in place. Once it's there, you can tie the screw a little bit to make sure that this doesn't skip open or nothing like that. The cable is long enough to connect behind your fiber. In my case, on the CO2, it will connect right in front, so it's again long enough. I have no issues whatsoever. The configuration was great, super simple, straightforward. Just copy everything on the manual. Just be aware on the manual, and we're talking about Liveburn, okay? It has here what it says rotary settings. I'm selecting chalk, of course, and say steps per rotation, and underneath says object diameter. So in my case, my object diameter was 78. They have here highlighted 56. So I don't know if that's intentional for some reason. I will need to test and see how that goes. But I usually put the circumference or the diameter of the object I'm using. If that doesn't matter really on a chalk, I'm not exactly sure. I still do it. I don't remember for whatever reason if I don't do a lot of rotary, but I don't remember if on the chalk matters that much. But what I did is I put a piece of tape like this right under the focal or the point of the laser. I put it there so the laser was seeing the red dot here. Then I grab a pen, I make a little arrow or line, so when I send the full rotation of this for the test, it rotates all the way and goes back right in the same spot. So that tells me that is a perfect 360 degrees rotation with what I input, and I was happy with that. There is nothing extra here. The manual is really straightforward. If you are in the market looking for a rotary, this is very good option. I'm gonna say really good job with that rotary. I like this especially. Now, a tumbler with a handle. So that's something that happens all the time. That's something that always is going to be an issue. Here is something for you. Let me show you. Okay, so I have a couple tumblers here. This is a 40 ounces. And this is a 30 ounces. And Stanley, and I have this one for MakerFlo. I'll put the description below. These are awesome. Look at that iridescent coloring. These are great. They engrave beautiful. And another cool thing in these ones, for people with the rotary, they don't have the handle attached. So when you're gonna do a full wrap on this, just put it straight into your rotary. So this is my to go, really. And you can add the handle later. So for this one, let me show you really quick. For this one, if you put it on the base, it will be fine. And if you put it on the front, it will be absolutely fine. So there's no handle. So I'll put this in the description below. You're gonna love them. But this one though, it has a handle, and of course the handle will hit. So being a Stanley, you can remove the handle from here. In case you can't, you have something and you can't remove the handle. And I want to show you, I have another one here. Let me get it for you. Okay, so in case you can't remove the handle, look at this. This is one single body handle. So you remove this, right? You take this out. Let's take the paper out. And you put it on your rotary like so. Just open up this to hold it in place. And this should be done a lot better than this. But you have it here and it doesn't spin. So here's what you should do. If this is not spinning, you can take the screws down here that holds this and face it out so there is nothing here. So all you have to do is put something on the base to raise it so the handle has a full spin around it. So you have options. You can just put this on the base higher, and if it's weight about what you're concerned, now you're gonna have this plate empty on the back that you can put a weight on it to hold it so this doesn't tip. Now, this is heavy enough, it won't tip, but just in case. So you have the option with this one to change the configuration and do your rotary job. So again, great option. I'm gonna put the description for these tumblers because these are my all-time favorite. If you need to put a handle, they have different color handles, so you can just put the handle like this. Let me show you the handle. So the handle goes like this, right? It goes here, and then you have the lid that is screwed on top of this. So now you have your tumbler with the handle there. So great option if you're going to be doing full wraps and you don't want to worry about taking screws out, bending little ears and stuff on tumblers like this Stanley. So this is the way to go in my opinion. So there you guys have it. This is a ComMarker R5 multifunctional rotary. That's how it's called. I'm gonna put the link in the description below. It's gonna be a discount code for everyone. Go ahead and get yours. Works with any laser basically. Probably you will need different cables. If not, always hit me up with a message and I'll help you with the cables in case you don't have the right ones. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think, what are your questions about it. And as always, fire the laser.